Chertsey High School and welcome to the last 3 days of this term. Theme of the week this week is reconciliation. The word reconciliation means to be at peace again. For us, and also within Christian beliefs, reconciliation is all about the act of forgiveness. So in this assembly today, I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about how we forgive, why we forgive, and also why Easter time is a perfect time for us to be thinking about this theme. So I've taken this next idea from Catholic teachings actually, but there are 4 stages of forgiveness: reflect, acknowledgement, achievement, and then forgiveness itself. In order to forgive, we need to be able to reflect on what has caused us to feel this sense of remorse. Why do we feel sorry for something? Is it something we've done? Is it something we've said? Or possibly even, is it something that someone else has said or done that has made us feel and made us aware of what we should be feeling sorry for? The second stage of forgiveness is acknowledgement. Actually saying sorry, and that is often the hardest thing to do. Acknowledging and putting yourself into a vulnerable position of actually saying, do you know what? I'm aware of what I've done. I acknowledge how I've made you feel, and I'm really sorry. And that is a tough thing to be able to do. And I assure you that even as adults, even we find that difficult. Thirdly, achievement. Once you actually act upon that apology, you've said sorry to somebody, you've expressed your feelings of forgiveness, sometimes even changing your behaviours. Once we've had that moment of realisation and we've made those changes, the sense of achievement we get is really amazing. It makes you feel good when you've said sorry to somebody, when you've changed the way you're acting or changed the way you have behaved in that lesson or with that person. To actually acknowledge and reflect upon your behaviour or what you've done and to say sorry, you get so much back from that. Lastly, and it leads us really nicely, onto forgiveness itself. That release of the feeling of guilt that you were harbouring onto having done something or said something. I don't know about you, but I am definitely ready for a break and for a holiday. And Easter is one of my absolute favourite times of the school holidays, but also one of my favourite holidays that we celebrate. And it's not just because of the chocolate, although that's a really good bonus. It's about the message that Easter brings with it. And the messages of Easter, if it is through time spent with family, or whether it is actually looking at the true meaning of Easter, looking at the Bible and the story of Jesus, actually Easter brings with it hope, and that's hope for everybody. But it also brings with it messages of peace, messages of renewal of life, new life, rebirth, and also forgiveness. Now, people often say that people's final words are often the most poignant, they're often the most important words that person speaks just before that moment that they pass away. And in Jesus' final words on this earth, in his earthly lifetime, his words were of forgiveness. And they were of forgiveness to those people that were putting him to death, that were putting him through pain. And he was able to reflect and share moments and prayers of forgiveness for each of those people. And to have the strength to be able to do that really makes me think about what I am strong enough to be able to do this Easter. So I personally am going to take this message of Easter and think about the amazing journey that I have come on this year with all of the chaos, but also I want you to do the same thing. I want you to think a little bit about the madness of this year and take this Easter break as a chance to reflect on some of the hard times and forgive those people that maybe have made us feel bad or made us upset, but also take that time to forgive. Okay, so to finish off then, and as a final reflection, let's remember those 4 key aspects of forgiveness. And these are 4 really important things I want you to take away from this assembly, either just for today, for this weekend or for the whole of the Easter holidays and beyond. So let's remember, we need to reflect. We need to reflect on our own behaviour, the behaviours of other people that might have upset us, or how we have affected other people that we come across every day. We need to acknowledge. We need to take responsibility for our actions. We need to look back at how we've spoken to somebody, a parent, a friend, a sibling, and actually think about how we can apologise or change what we've done in some way. Thirdly, we need to achieve, and that's the best bit about this. We can all get to a point of achievement. Take on actions. Either go and say sorry to somebody or change something that you do in the day in order to not upset that person again. And lastly, forgive. It's a really important one. We need to release ourselves from that burden of feeling angry towards another person or feeling frustrated with another person. Let's release ourselves of that and apologise or speak to that person and confront those feelings. But this last one for me, forgiveness, is also so important for us to forgive ourselves. I wonder how many of you, when you came back to school after the long period of being away, were worried about missing lessons, not having caught up with work, not handing a piece of homework. And actually that pressure on yourself, that unkindness to yourself, is something that at this stage in the year we can now get rid of. We can forgive ourselves for possibly not making the right choices this half term and move on and know that when you come back after Easter holidays, it's a fresh start and we will begin again. Have a great rest of the week, have an amazing Easter holiday, and we will see you on the other side.